Illegal immigrants showed up in New York and proceeded to pummel New York policemen, two to be exact, and they all just ganged up and beat the ever living daylights out of these cops. Now, one would think, mess with a cop, you get the boot or the bullet. You see, these men did that and they got released, bail free. Rules for thee and not for me. I guess that's the new going thing for people today, at least if you're an immigrant. Sorry, an illegal immigrant. Recently in New York, there was an incident where some migrants, I refuse to call them that because that's not what they are, because having been one, I cannot associate their behavior with what people who actually come here legally do. Illegal immigrants showed up in New York and proceeded to pummel New York policemen, two to be exact, and they all just ganged up and beat the ever living daylights out of these cops. Now, one would think, one assaulting a police officer, you'd be going to jail at minimum, or in some cases, you'd get exactly what you dished out. Not so in this case. You see, these men did that and they got released, bail free.
District Attorney Alvin Bragg's office declined to prosecute, citing a lack of evidence to prove his involvement.
We have to ask the question, why did these four individuals be released on their own recognizance?
Just free to go, no issues, have fun. Thank you for participating. What does that mean? Well, here's the thing. We in America have become quite accustomed to hearing rhetoric about how police are violent and police are this and police are that, and it's always towards people that don't look a particular shade. However, if you can and you do decide to do something like these guys did to a police officer, your best bet would be to make sure that you don't let them know you're a U.S. citizen. You see, these rules apply to U.S. citizens regardless of your shade. Mess with a cop, you get the boot or the bullet. If you're a legal immigrant and you mess with a cop, you get bond free, release, and you can go flip off cameras on your way out. Now, we talked about this issue before. We showed you video of people coming across the border and telling you exactly where they're going to go. Then we told you that, hey, there are some people out there that actually want them to be not just here, but regular participating people in the normal goings-ons in America, even without papers. They get all the rights, all the benefits of the people who live here, who've lived here, put money into the economy and suffer. Yet they can get here and get all the perks that technically the U.S. citizen should get. Now, in this particular incident, I have a suspicion that this is not going to just be a one-off. We may see more of these jump off and nothing being done. By the way, this is not the first time, and it will not be the last. Multiple occasions of illegal immigrants doing things that are so nefarious, but they get away with it, just no problem. From murder to rape, and now endangering the lives of police officers. But the uproar isn't coming from the people you think it should. Thankfully, now it's coming from the residents because they're starting to catch on, which is good.
Why is it okay that they are left out on bail?
I'm not satisfied with that at all. These are law enforcement officers who should never, under any circumstances, be subjected to physical assault.
Those individuals be deported?
I think that's absolutely something that should be looked at. I mean, if someone commits a crime against a police officer in the state of New York, and they're not, they're not here legally, definitely worth checking into.
This is very good that the residents are catching on. The problem is, I'm not sure it will be enough to change their mindset. You see, they got here by doing a certain thing, and I'm not sure that seeing what the results of what they did is actually going to change what they did to get that result. I hope it does. I hope that with all the grievances that this thing has brought on, that people will be like, maybe I chose wrong. Maybe I should pick differently. Just maybe the reason things are this way is because I did not do my due diligence and I put people in power who don't have my best interests at heart. But aside from that, I have a suspicion that they're trying to tell you something. We won't even prosecute these people for attacking the police. You think we're going to prosecute them if they attack you? Hold your breath on that one, because I don't think you're going to get the result you think you're going to get. Let this happen to where they go out and create a mob mentality throughout the city. Do you think any of them are going to be held responsible, deported, charged, sent to prison? No, no. This is the what you call a sign. This is a symbol in the sky. This is the bat signal, if you will, telling you you are hosed. You got no options in this. You have no say in this. And whatever we feel like allowing, we're going to allow. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Cops can't even be safe here. You think you're going to call the cops on them to do what? They'll just get whooped and no charges. This is going to set up one major issue: civilians against the people who come here to enjoy the benefits that they should have if they were citizens. The unfortunate thing is this: catch this. As a citizen, you should have rights, and as an illegal immigrant, you shouldn't. With this case, an illegal immigrant has all the rights and you don't. It's only going to get worse, and it's only going to spread. Pretty soon, before too long, you're going to have to be the one waiting in line to get benefits while they just get it automatically, just by merit of coming here on their own steam. You see, the whole concept of rewarding the people who don't work is now spreading into a more cultural aspect. Before it was just, food stamps. Now, it's going to spread. You no longer have the rights you thought you had as a United States citizen. And you're not going to have the protections either. But this is by design, to get what they want. The question here remains is, are you going to give in or are you going to resist? The choice is yours.